The New Jersey Department of Transportation's Project Management and Reporting System, or PMRS, shifts most project management, accounting, contracting, and other functions from a traditional paper-based model to a cloud-based electronic automated system. This video covers the County Aid Annual Transportation Program, Application, Agreement, and Certification of Funds process in PMRS. This process is also known by the abbreviation CAACF. The CAACF process covers two items: certification of funds and submitting an annual transportation program, or ATP. County aid funds are appropriated annually by the legislature to improve county roads and bridges. Public transportation and other transportation projects are also included. NJDOT notifies each county of the county aid funds allocation on July 31st of the current state fiscal year. Counties are required to submit their applications online by December 1st of each year. Each county must develop an annual transportation program, or ATP, that lists a pool of eligible projects by name and location, including municipality, with a brief description of each project, the project limits, and a construction cost estimate. The total cost of the project pool may exceed the amount of county aid funds available. The ATP is approved by the appropriate county governing body before submission to NJDOT for final approval and includes a certification that the allotted funds will only be spent on eligible costs for projects set forth in the county's approved ATP. Each county will be notified by email when it is time to submit an application. When NJDOT sends out the letters to the county executives, with copies to the county clerk and county engineer, each county will also automatically receive an email from PMRS. The subject line tells us an action is required. The area in orange at the top of the email tells us that the process is in the county's court. Next to the heading that says STEP, you can see that it is time for the LPA to submit their application. If you can't find this email, I'll show you how to find it in PMRS after we log in. We can log into the PMRS website by either clicking this link in the email or by navigating to NJDOT localaidrc.com/PMRS. It's a good idea to bookmark this page so we can easily get back to it. To log into PMRS, we will need a username and password. If you don't have these, you can watch a 2-minute video called Setting Up an Account. It can be found under the Training Resources tab on the Local Aid Resource Center website. We encourage you to explore the other helpful videos on this page. PMRS works through your regular internet browser. You don't need to download a special application. When you're ready to log in, click PMRS Sign In. Enter your username and password. You will need to update your password periodically throughout the year for security. Every PMRS user will need their own unique username and password. After logging into PMRS, make sure you start on the Home tab. That's where you'll find everything you need. In the Workflow in Your Court section, click on the hyperlink that says CAACF-1 in the name column. A new window should pop up. If you would like to see a copy of the letter the county received from NJDOT, you can download it here. Remember, only one application per county is allowed. You will need to submit your county's entire ATP project list within this one application. Confirm that your grant recipient, vendor ID, program year, and allotment account are correct. We will skip over the total centerline county road mileage and the county's estimated total requested amount for now and come back to them later after we have entered our projects below. Confirm the title of the presiding officer who will be signing this agreement. If it is incorrect, please correct it. Scroll down to see the rest of the form. The next section is the agreement section. The county must agree to the terms and conditions. By clicking the I agree button, you are agreeing to comply with the terms and conditions in the grant agreement for state aid to counties and municipalities, as well as to abide by NJDOT's rules, procedures, standards, and requirements. Click this hyperlink to view a copy of the terms and conditions, which will bring up a pop-up window where you can view or download the terms and conditions or regulations. When you have finished reviewing them, click here to agree. Now it is time to add your projects. These will be the projects that you will be able to advance to the construction phase with this round of funding. Each county is limited to a maximum of 10 projects. If you submit more than 10 projects, NJDOT will send it back to be revised. To carry forward projects from previous years, please download the grid from a previous ATP process and import it into this grid. Remove any projects that you do not want to include in this year's application from the previous year's grid. It's a good idea to click Save periodically so you don't lose your work. Under the Add New Item for Projects heading, enter the details for each project that you would like to add. When you are finished entering the data, the project will be added to the grid up here. Enter a name for your project. Make sure you give the project the same name as was used in the Local Aid Certification of Funds process. Was this project created in a previous year? Use the drop-down menu to select either yes or no. For the county question, select the name of your county, and then click the right arrow to add it to the selected list on the right side. Repeat the same process for the municipalities that your project is in. Enter the Section From and Section To locations as identified on the plan sheets. For example, you could say from 34th Street to 40th Street. If you have a project that has multiple locations, type various for both the Section From and Section To fields. The next question is, does the project cover multiple locations? Select yes or no from the drop-down menu. If you selected yes in the multiple location drop-down, scroll up to the blue area and click the template hyperlink. This opens a pop-up window that looks like this. Click the download hyperlink under Template for Project List Various Locations Excel spreadsheet and save it to your computer. Here is the multiple location spreadsheet template. Fill out the roadway names, from-to limits, municipality names, project length, and construction costs. Save your spreadsheet. Remember what you named your spreadsheet. You will need to enter it in the next question. Now we'll continue with the CAACF application. Enter the file name for the multiple location spreadsheet that you intend to upload. This will make it easier for NJDOT staff to identify which locations go with which project. You do not need to specify a location file name if your project does not have multiple locations. Enter the project distance. Enter the total cost. This should be the total cost of the sub-consultant line. For the type of improvement, select an option from the drop-down menu. Next, enter a detailed description of your project. Finally, enter the funding year, also known as the program year. When you are satisfied with all your answers for this project, click the Add button in the lower right. Repeat these steps until you have added up to 10 projects that you would like to submit. If you had a project with multiple locations, remember to scroll to the top of the screen and click on the Attached Documents tab to upload your multiple locations Excel spreadsheet. Click the Attach Documents button, then upload the Excel spreadsheet from your computer. You can either drag and drop the spreadsheet or browse using the File Explorer. Wait until your file successfully uploads and then click Done. Now go back to the Details tab and scroll down to the projects you have entered. You can also add multiple projects at once using an Excel template. To download the template, click Download here then click Template. This downloads an Excel spreadsheet named Template to our Downloads folder on our computer. When we open it, we see a blank template with all the necessary fields to be populated. Many fields have drop-downs to help with our selection. For the sake of time, I have a template of projects already prepared. Make sure that all fields are populated with valid data. Save the spreadsheet to your computer. Choose a folder you can easily find later. Now we can go back to our CAACF page and click Import. Then Browse, and then navigate to the folder where we just saved our template. Select the spreadsheet we just created, click Open, and then click Import. We should see the projects from the spreadsheet added to our list. If any data was missing or invalid, you may receive an error, in which case you can go back, fix any errors, and re-import. If we see any errors in our project list, we can either edit individual fields directly in the list by clicking the little pencil or the value and making any necessary changes, or we can edit our Excel spreadsheet and re-upload it. This will apply our changes without adding duplicates of each project. We can also download our list of projects in the template format by clicking Download and choosing Visible Line Items. This saves the project list to our computer's Downloads folder. If we open it, we see our list of projects in the correct format. If we want, we can edit projects or add more to this spreadsheet and then use the Import button to update our list. Notice how some projects have Yes under multiple locations and then a location file name. Be sure to attach these correctly named multiple location files using the steps I demonstrated earlier. If we ever need to delete projects, we must use the Delete button next to the project in our list. When you have your grid filled out with all the projects you would like to submit, scroll to Project Distance and Total Cost fields. You will see an automatic sum at the bottom of these columns. Note these numbers, then scroll up in the form to enter these numbers in the two fields you left blank earlier, the total centerline county mileage and the county's estimated total requested amount. Next, scroll down to see the rest of the form. You will see a section titled Grant Recipient Authorized Official Address. Enter the contact information for your county commissioner or county executive. Next, repeat the process for the county clerk, county engineer, assistant engineer, and project manager, remembering to include their address, city, state, zip code, email address, and title. Any field with a red asterisk is a required field. If information has been auto-populated for you, confirm that it is correct, and update it if necessary. When you are finished, scroll down, make sure Submit is selected from the drop-down menu, and click the Take Action button. Once the county submits the ATP, it is time for the County Aid Resolution and Agreement Execution Process, which is also known as CARES. The resolution should be submitted within 30 days of application. The NJDOT project manager will not be able to review your ATP list until your county's resolution is submitted. The clerk and the county presiding officer will need to sign the resolution, and then the agreement will be executed. After the local public agency, or LPA, submits their application, the County Aid Resolution submission process is spawned. The NJDOT project manager reviews the resolution. If any changes are required, the NJDOT project manager will send it back to the LPA for revisions. If everything looks good, the NJDOT project manager will forward it to the district manager for review. Once the resolution is approved, the process returns to the LPA clerk and then the presiding officer for electronic signature before it is returned back to NJDOT for final review. And that's it. Thank you for watching this tutorial on the CAACF process.